Esto es Warp Talks, el podcast de Warp, en el que creamos un espacio de diálogo vivo con los nombres que marcan el ritmo en las diferentes industrias creativas alrededor del mundo.
Hi Sean, hi Charlie, how are you?
Yeah, good man, how are you doing?
Fine. Good morning or good afternoon. I don't know where you are right now.
Definitely, good afternoon, and a lovely afternoon here as well.
Lovely. Well, first of all, today with so much immediacy caused by social networks and the internet, there are those who this level of demand affects their process, causes creative blocks, or quite the opposite, it serves as motivation. How did you as a band handle that pressure with composing?
I think it's like, once again, it's coming. We started the band in June 2014, so it's almost coming up on 10 years now, which is kind of pretty crazy to think about. And I think it's, I think it's one of those jobs where you kind of never stop learning, and it's like each album has a different writing process, a different recording process, and I think because you're always striving to get better, you're always trying to at least learn from your mistakes in a sense. So yeah, at times it can definitely be, if things aren't exactly clicking musically or whatever, it can get frustrating, but I think you always kind of have to have that positive attitude that you're gonna get there eventually. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's that excitement to think. I always find I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to hear what these songs are going to sound like, whatever this album, because we don't go into writing with much intention. I don't think we ever have. It's always kind of been whatever sounds good. If someone brings something in that sounds good, we just go with it, and then before you know it, we've kind of have these 10-11 songs. And yeah, I think you just got to kind of go along with the ride with it a little bit, and not try and get in your head too much about it.
Okay. And for you, Charlie?
I missed the question. I joined late. Sorry,
don't worry.
My internet wasn't working. What was the question? Sorry.
Don't worry. I guess, Sean, that today with so much immediacy, social media, etc., those who this level of demands affect their process and create blogs and that shit. And how did you as a band handle that pressure when composing?
With the pressure of social media, sorry, or like just. Sorry, I kind of cut out.
Social media, I don't know, with this level of demand affects the process of composing.
I mean, there's always that kind of, it's kind of, the music industry's kind of got to that point now where so much stuff is measured in streams and followers and shit like that. And it's hard to not sometimes keep an eye on how other people are doing and stuff like that. But I guess that's kind of, I don't really think that's helpful. I think that's just shit. I don't think that's very helpful in the minds of trying to come up with music and stuff, so I try not to think about that stuff too much. Okay, but sometimes you don't want to see other people with 1 million followers. I'm like, maybe that would be nice, but maybe next year.
Okay. Next question. I personally consider that since your debut, this is your most different, experimental, and musically raw album in a positive way. Affiliated with a lot of balance and maturity that seems to me something very difficult to achieve nowadays with so many things happening every day. And how difficult or easy was it to create? Because I understand that you composed the album in 3 months.
I think we had like, it all came to, it did all come together in like 3 months, but for about like maybe six months to a year before that, we were renting a studio up in East London. Really wasn't working for a while, and that whole idea of kind of booking some shows in and then going on like a writing retreat, we basically gave ourselves 3 weeks to try and come up with a bunch of songs and not kind of think about it too much. And so that really, really helped. But I think that kind of helped the forming of the record in the sense that, I think it was everything we did was very instinctive, and there wasn't much, I think we usually spend a lot of time kind of fiddling with stuff and kind of, we're not sure if we like it and we change it and then we change it back. And I think this time it was very like, the songs came together pretty quick, and we kind of just stuck with what we originally came up with, and I think it worked out in the end, and we kind of took that process and idea into the recording of it, where it was like live in the room, just immediate, leaving all the little kind of unpolished edges in there, which is the first time we've done that on a record as well. So
okay. And how was the experience with Flo, the producer of Fault of Worms? Because he's basically a music legend who has worked with the biggest rock bands in the last 40 years.
Crazy. It was just it was very fun. It was very long, very weird at times, but it was really fun. It was a great experience. Like, very unique approach to how he goes about nearly everything in his life, which is quite fun. There was a lot of it was kind of just very positive. It was like we had all these different ideas for how things should go, or this should be like that, or whatever, and we just kind of tried everything, which is good, but takes a long time. So every option for what should go into what, into how, into where, or whatever, we tried it all basically. That was kind of his thing. Was like we'll give everything a shot and see what works best, what works best for the song.
That's kind of his ethos, yeah.
Yeah, different from. Okay. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna. Yeah, go ahead.
How different was working with him to his previous albums?
To our previous albums.
What do you think it changed from your previous albums to this album?
Well, I think it's like, we've obviously worked with different producers for each one of our records now. We worked with Dan Fote and Nathan Boddy on the first record, and then James Ford on the second. I think getting to work with these different people is everyone kind of has their own signature or their own way of doing things. And obviously this was the first two albums we tracked separately. So we'd do bass and drums first to a click track, and then everyone else would kind of overdub their parts basically. Whereas this time we were kind of all in the room together. Charlie would put down kind of like a guide vocal. So I'd say it takes a lot more endurance to do an album that way. Because everyone has to be in the room together all the time. The days can be pretty long. So that was definitely different, and it was definitely a learning experience. But I'm glad we did it. And I think that's kind of what we like to do is like, I'd happily work again on another record with any of the people who produced any of our three albums, but it's always like, you get to have the experience when you work with different people, you learn so much else, and you kind of take that into the next record.
Yes.
But yeah, tracking an album live takes a long time, or at least it took us a long time.
It's quite something, no?
Yeah, it was intense for sure.
Okay, and I love the album, but it's funny. I think Adderall is an incredible song, but at the same time, I think it's the song that is farthest from what you've been doing musical speaking. I think its simplicity makes it beautiful. Do you agree with me? And could you tell me a little more about the process of creating that song?
That song was Charlie Steen, the singer, has only kind of recently started trying to actually play some instruments along with us when we're coming up with stuff, because it helps him with the melody of what he wants to sing. And that bass line was him, and he kind of came up with the vocal as he did it. And because it was so simple, I think the bass line and drum beat are so simple, I think kind of the rest of the instruments kind of followed that and didn't, there was no need for a crazy guitar solo, like, you know what I mean? And then Josh kind of came in, we got the first chorus down while doing the writing retreat, which Josh wasn't at because he had COVID. And then Josh kind of came up with the kind of crescendo end section. That's kind of how it came together.
Okay. This will be your first show in Mexico City next month, but last year you were about to be a part of the Hypnosis Festival together with bands like Primus, the Mars Volta, and the Black Angels, the OCs.
We were looking forward to it.
Do you prefer the opportunity to have a solo concert, or do you also like the experience of sharing the stage with other bands?
We wanted to do that show. We ended up we were supposed to go straight to South America at the end of a 5-week co-headline tour with Viagra Boys in the US, but that got cut down to 3 weeks. And then it was going to be too expensive for us to fly back to the UK and then come back out. So that's completely out of our control. We would have loved to have done that and seen Primus and fucking shit. It would have been crazy. But it will also be super fun to do a headline show there as well. But we would have done both if we could have.
Hopefully still will.
Hopefully still will.
And how did you prepare the show? If it's a festival or is it solo? It's too much different.
I think we kind of try and treat it all the same. I think it's important as a band, like, because obviously there are times when, you know, you might be playing like a festival slot and playing to a lot more people, and obviously that's really fun. But then sometimes you might be playing a headline show somewhere maybe you haven't been that much, and you're trying to kind of build up a fan base, so it's a lot less people. And I think it's important to kind of put on the same show, you know, and try and, you know, just play your best no matter the situation. So I think we all kind of love both. You know, we love doing festivals and getting to play in these kind of crazy locations wherever the festivals are. And then, and also headline shows are great as well, you know, because people are there just to see you. So, yeah, it's good, you know. We love doing both, and we do a lot of both.
We do.
Yeah. Man. What did you expect from Mexico? Are you any expectations? Do you hear something about the audience?
Good food. Good food. Partying.
We've kind of we did actually. A few of us went to Mexico once for like an evening. We were staying in a border town in Mexico, Calexico in California. We just walked over into Mexicali for the night to get some food, and I think we're all excited to go, especially to Mexico City as well. Man, so excited, and everyone we know has absolutely loved it as well. So I'm so glad that it's finally happening.
Okay, thanks. And finally, I have 5 quick questions for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Last physical album you've heard or buy?
I bought Ali and Tumani, which is like a kind of album between 2 African songwriters that I finally got on vinyl, and that was the last thing I listened to physical.
Okay. The last album I listened to is Everyone's Crushed by Water From Your Eyes. I've just started listening to them. They're fucking sick.
Okay. And last concert you attended?
We were at a festival last night. I saw 6 minutes of The Killers and a bit of Young Lean.
Okay. And band or artists who have listened to the most this year?
Jeff Buckley for me, probably.
Always for me, probably.
Always the band?
Always, yeah.
Okay, nice. If you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life, which one would you choose?
Fuck.
Ooh.
I think I'd go for Ali and Tumani, just because it's such relaxing music that I think I could actually stand to listen to it every single day.
Yeah, that's the thing. You'd have to listen to it every fucking day. It would get so annoying. You'd have to pick something nice
and slow and chill.
Something that can fit in the background. I think.
I'll go for Beach Music by Alex G.
Okay. If you as a band could do a collaboration with anyone you could choose, who would you like to do something with? Be a song, a record, a live show, a live or dead? Who do you choose?
Prince.
Steve Irwin.
Okay. Why?
White guy, loves wildlife, kind soul, taken too soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, guys, and we hope you enjoy your Mexico, and I hope to see them next month.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing, man. We're looking forward to it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
dude. Have a good day. Take care.
Enjoy your afternoon, okay?
Bye.
Suscríbete a nuestro podcast y escucha las entrevistas más relevantes de WARP en WARP Talks.